Good afternoon, everyone. It's April 27th. As you know, having had Mass on the couch this weekend with us, you saw that Father Carlos was our homilist this weekend, and we thank him for that. There's another reason why I want to be thankful to Father Carlos is I'm putting a link together in my email blast that's going to accompany this video where you can see him daydreaming about being the Joker. I thought it was a very funny video. I hope you'll enjoy it as well. But this past weekend was supposed to be a very joyful weekend for another reason. It was supposed to be our first communion weekend, and this coming weekend was supposed to be the second first communion weekend. And I believe we have 120 kids or something like that who are supposed to make their first communion between last weekend and this coming weekend. And obviously, because of this pandemic, we had to postpone it. So while we're sad about the postponing of it, I did want to share a little fun news. We've organized a caravan, that is a drive-by for our First Communion children. We just sent out the email to their families yesterday to let them know that this coming Thursday, April 30th, I'm pretty sure, but this coming Thursday, between 4:30 and 6 o'clock in the afternoon, they can drive by for a special blessing. And Father Vincent, Father Carlos, myself, we're each going to take a half-hour block. We'll be out there, and we just want to give them a little special blessing, let them know that we're thinking of them. And then later this week, I'm planning to read a book to the kids. So that's probably going to be my Thursday video with all of you. But for right now, for all of our First Communion children out there and to their families, we're so sorry that this is happening and kind of spoiling all of our plans. But I promise you that as soon as these restrictions are lifted, we're going to reschedule your First Communion weekends with us here. So know that you're very much in our hearts and our prayers, and that very soon, I'm hopefully in the next few weeks to a month or whatever, we'll be able to reschedule. I don't know what that's going to look like exactly, but we'll be there for you. And then the other thing I wanted to share with you, last week I had Jolene on talking about teenage help for teenagers during this time of the pandemic. And the week before that, I had Alba Ludmer on. And I'm thinking of bringing Alba back to answer some questions or to talk about topics that perhaps you're interested in. And maybe we'll bring Jack back and Jolene back at another time as well. But if you have any thoughts, any topics you'd like her to address, please let me know. Send me an email back to this email blast and let me know what topics you have that you'd like her to try to address about, healthy living in these stressful times. That was kind of the topic that I gave her. So please consider it, think about it. And if you do have something in particular, please just let me know. And then the final thing, as I mentioned at the end of Mass, we have what we call the Charitable Fund. It's a fund that several of our parishioners recently have donated money to, and it's something that I try to use over the course of the year, helping out families in difficult situations or individuals in difficult situations. So if any of you have a specific need, if being laid off from work and maybe not qualifying for benefits or whatever it may be, if you have a need, please send an email to me or please call me, and I will try to do my best to see how we can help you. So those are all of the announcements for this weekend. Where I'm sitting right now, I'm actually in the living space between my office and my bedroom, basically here in the rectory. And right behind over here, the reason why I sat here is this picture is a picture from my older sister's First Communion back in May 1971. And it's one of my favorite pictures there because it's my older sister, my brother, myself, my cousin, and the four of us were tiny little creatures and we're all kind of dressed up in the way our parents used to dress us in the early 70s. So it's one of my favorite pictures. Obviously, it's prominently displayed there, and it brings back a lot of fond memories that I hope we'll be able to forge for our young kids in our First Communion class very, very soon, just as soon as these restrictions are lifted. So thank you for tuning in. I'll see you again Thursday, and God bless you and keep you safe. Bye, everyone.